Canadians are being warned that hackers have stolen 900 social insurance numbers from the Canada Revenue Agency. The taxman blames the breach on the Heartbleed bug. The CRA says the data was snatched during a 6-hour period, and the RCMP is investigating. Canadians whose SIN numbers were stolen will be notified by registered letter with information on how to protect themselves from identity theft. The agency does not contact taxpayers by phone or email. Meanwhile, the tax filing deadline has been extended to May the 5th because the agency's online services were shut down for several days while it fixed its software. And joining us now in the studio is Tim Richardson, an online security expert, professor at the University of Toronto and Seneca College. Good to see you again, Tim.
Good to see you.
So, an awful lot of folks are concerned about this. When you get to your SIN number, you're getting right to the heart of your personal information.
Yeah.
So, for Canadians who are concerned that their information may have been compromised in some way, what should they be doing about it?
Well, the first thing was in your intro, you mentioned that the CRA doesn't contact people by phone and by email. So if you do receive a call, it's probably somebody trying to fish the information out of you using a social engineering tactics, which are more and more common. The second thing is identity theft is in two sort of genres. One is what we call application fraud and account takeover. So application fraud would be that I would use that SIN number plus other information I may be able to find about you through social media and so on to apply for a credit card or some other thing like that in your name that you don't know about, and then use that to fraudulently buy things and make money.
And when you use that card, the bills get sent to your address?
No, actually, you might not even know about it. But then some credit reporting agency will call you several months later saying the bill hasn't been paid, and then you find out. The other thing is what we call account takeover. Is when someone uses a combination of technical information and social engineering to take over an existing account that you have, say, with some credit card, and then to charge up fraudulent purchases that you might not notice on your bill. And they do this with high net worth individuals, and they use spear phishing techniques to try to ascertain who those people are.
Spear phishing?
Well, phishing, well, most people know PHISH, but spear phishing simply means a metaphor to describe, instead of saying, dear CIBC customer, it'll say, Dear Dan Matheson, CIBC customer at the branch at so-and-so. So when you specifically see that two things match and three other parts of information, you're more likely to be sucked in to respond. So that's why they use the metaphor of spear phishing, because the bad guys use much more detailed information to target the potential victim.
So if you're one of the people who get this letter from CRA, we've been told that a really good thing to do is keep an eye on all your purchases, all your credit cards, every piece of paper that normally you just kind of glance at and put in the drawer or what have you. And you should also be checking with credit rating agencies to make sure that this is all good.
Right, that's correct. And you should also check to see your billing cycle as well. If some bills are missing, it could mean that someone's done an account takeover on you. So just because the Bill Mobility bill doesn't come or the Bill Express View bill doesn't come is not a good thing. It could mean that someone used some social engineering trick to try to take over that bill and then leverage some situation that you might not know about. So you also have to watch that, as well as the itemized charges on your bills itself.
I find it interesting when you say about your bills, because most of us, and I want to include myself in this, think about takeovers, meaning charge cards or bank accounts, but you're also saying there's another way to get at you to defraud you of value, of money, of
that's
service.
Right. You could take out credit cards in your name that you might not know about. So that they use the profile information but just have it sent to a different address. And you might not know about to 4 or 5 months later. We were talking on CDV a while ago about how the U of T med students had a similar situation where they were hacked when they were trying to pay for their courses online. They didn't find out till months and months later. Bad guys don't have a luxury of a lot of secretaries to sit down and make calls for them to do this. They're very, very small groups of people, and it takes them a lot of time to work through a big list.
Wow. Tim Richardson is an online security expert, professor at the University of Toronto and Seneca. You're a busy guy. Thanks very much for being here, Tim.